Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is another day and the question here today is, should we use Dehancer or not? So stay glued to your screen and stay to the end so we can see if truly we should use third-party plugins or not. Let's roll the intro. Welcome everybody once more. Today I have this clip where we'll try to grade this clip. I want us to check if it is important to use third-party plugins or not. And I have other clips on the timeline as well here. So I have them grouped. You can see I have different clips here. And the idea here is to see if we should use third-party plugins or not. So let's assume we have this entire image and we want to grade, and let's just say we do our color space transform here. Basically, let's just do, or let me do my CST at the post clip, and let's do sunny. Let's go. S-log3, rec 709, and hold on, my bad, rec 709 and gamma 2.4. Yeah, so this is our CST here, and I'm back to the clip, to the clip side. So let's just say we are doing our entire grade. So we have to do like our white balance. We have to fix our exposure to see if this is what we really want. The image is looking good already. Maybe I can just start bringing down, my highlights and push. If I push my gamma, it's going to affect the light up here. So sometimes what I do, I basically try using curves. I select the highlight and lock, and then I try to push, my midtones without affecting the highlights, because I don't want to blow the highlights. So yeah, you can see I can still see my my subject here looking good, not bad. I can stop somewhere around here. Yeah, this is okay. And then for white balance, let's just assume that we maybe want to add, let's take our greens a little. I'm just doing different method. And then for our lift, let's push it up to like this level. Let's push green, let's push blue and see. Not too much. Maybe we'll stop somewhere around here, so you can see before, after. We just did this, and then here maybe we want to push our saturation, not too much, somewhere around like this, and we are here already. This is a simple change so far, and it's not looking bad. You can see this is not looking bad, so I'll take a still. This is not looking bad at all. Maybe we want to apply the same for an image like this, you can see, or maybe for this image. So you can see where we are now. But what if we want to use Dehancer? Should we use Dehancer? So let's try using Dehancer. I will clean up everything here, and I'll use my post clip. So this time let's put on Dehancer. So I have Dehancer here. I just put in Dehancer in the node tree. So let's let's disable all the tools now, and I'll put it on high. All right, so input, you know what input is. So let's make the input of our camera here. So let's choose a camera. Let's select what brand of camera it is. So we say Sony. Now let's say let's check for, this is FX3. This is where we are. if it was on, you know, A7 tree, this is how it will look. You can see. Can you see how the blues are creating this banding effect? Because that is not like the camera detail. So let's go for FX tree. You can see how clean it is now. And then let's go with this. So now we are here. I think, yeah, this. So now we are here. So now this input still gives you more details and more tools to use. You can, you know, bring down your height, your exposure. Just so let's take our exposure down a little bit. Let's check our temperature. How do we want this image to look? Let's leave it somewhere around blue like this, and let's play with our tints somewhere like this. Good. So let's enable this and see. So I really have no use for this part, so I'll leave this here. And then what do we want to do next? So now, you know, when you are using your DaVinci film LUT, after you've done your CST, you have to do your Signon film log before you apply a film, right? A film look. So here in DaVinci, we could start by, you know, let's go for a print. And if we enable a print and put Kodak, it's not going, Kodak glossy, it's not going to do anything because we've not applied a film look. But if we select the Kodak 2383, this is what we are going to see. Can you see? It's looking a little bit harsh, which it can be corrected. So let's come to film and select film. Can you see how heavy this is becoming? Let's check this. Let's see which would we like to select. Should we check Fujifilm? I think I would like to go with Fujifilm. So looking at our image, we have to make a proper correction. This is us using Dehancer, by the way. So maybe we check film developer, and this is our contrast boost. The more we push it forward, the contrast becomes too much. We push it backward, we start adjusting our contrast to a good point. So this is where we are now. And I think the reason why our image is looking a little bit too harsh at the beginning is because of the contrast level. You could see how it is being pushed down. So if we come back to our output, our inputs, and we push this to this particular level, which is the exposure, our image will look this way. And then this is gamma correction. Can you see? So now let's just correct it a little bit, and then here is for color separation. Before, after, the change is not much, but we'll stop somewhere around here, and this is for color boost. So now still our image is not looking as good as we want because we want to see our subject way better than how he's looking here. So what should we do? When we come back to film, the good thing now is that you can adjust how you want the film to look. Can you see? If I push it forward, it reduces how the intensity looks. Even if I select this one, you can see the change. Can you see? So if we leave it at the middle here, can you see how it looks? But if we take it back, it opens up a little. If we take it forward, it's too much. So let's just take it back. Now our image is beginning to look way better. Good. So is Dehancer really helpful? Well, it is, because before you would be able to create a look that looks like this using just the tools inside of DaVinci, you would have to go through multiple nodes to create all this. So let's check the next thing to do, film compressor. When I put this, I want to take a good look at the highlights here. So I'll put this on a bigger screen. So you should take a good look at these highlights to see. I'll take it off. Can you see how strong it is? When I enable it, it becomes soft. Impact, if I push it, the impact becomes much. If I take it back, it's a little. So we stop somewhere around here. So let's check white points. Can you see what's happening to the white point? If I take it forward, it reduces even way better. Color density. If I drop it, you notice the blues have reduced. If I push it forward, it becomes too harsh, which we don't want too much of the blue, so we'll push it back. And then our tonal range, can you see? It drops the entire exposure of the image. So we could stop somewhere around here. which is not bad. So let's see before and after. Before and after. So let's still take the tonal range back a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, let's stop at 40. So let's do before and after. Now this is good. This is where we are. Are there other things we can do to make this whole look beautiful? Yes, we can. There are so many tools here, which I don't think we would go through all today, but I just want us to see what we can do with Dehancer if we have any project that requires us to use Dehancer. Now, if I use expand helps us to balance whites and blacks. Let me show you something. When I push this back, can you see how it's opening our blacks? When I push it forward, it makes it too dark. I don't want the black to be too harsh, so I'll just do a -1. And let's see for the whites. If I take it back, you can see our image is opening. So let's stop somewhere around here. So before and after. This is good. So let me see. For our prints now, this is where if I select Fujifilm, remember we came here earlier, it changes. If I select Kodak Glossy, it changes. So with the Kodak Glossy, we have this look. So let's do it before and after. Can you see before and after? So I think I even enjoy the Glossy compared to the Kodak itself, but we can still adjust some parts. So with the tonal range, can you see what's happening? But we are not pushing that. So let's check how this whole look will be if we push whites towards the warm area, forward it towards the blue area. So let's push it back towards the warm area, and let's see tonal contrast. No, we are not going to push tonal contrast. If we push color density, it just increases the darkness and a little saturation of the color, which I don't think I would want to do that. So we'll stop here. And then color head. Now with the color head, we can decide to create other kind of look. So let me show you something. So I need to enable this. So now let me reset it back, and when I push it backwards like this, can you see that our look is changing before and after, which I think this is way better. Or when I push this forward, it becomes greenish. When I push it backwards, the reds, the magenta becomes too much. So I'll stop somewhere around here. Now down here are the remaining tools that helps to bring out those film looks. This is just your grain. You know what grain is. You can see how it is. It's too much, you can reduce it, or you can customize your grains. Here is your highlightation. If I put this on, you know what highlightation does. It makes the highlighted areas look a little glossy, just like the bloom, but it has more color to it. This is the bloom here. I'll take bloom out and put it back. Now you see what's happening to our image. Film damage, which I don't need. Film breaks, which I don't think I need here. Vignettes, I don't really need the vignette, but you can still apply it. Now with everything we have here, everything you see here is done with just one node with Dehancer in it. The reason why I put this in the post clip is because it is good to have a tool to use like this, right? That's why I said stick to the end. It is good to have a tool to use like this, but just like I usually say, without the basics of color grading, no matter what you use a tool to do, your image might not come out looking great. Why? Watch what we can do here in the post clip. So let's say we have different groups here, different clips. Now, because you know the entire knowledge of color grading or the basics, you can decide to say, I don't like how my blues are looking too saturated here, so I will drop down the contrast and the saturation on my blue, in my blue colors. So the saturation you have on blue, if it's too much, and then probably you even want to change the hue of your blue color. So let's leave it somewhere around here. Now let's see before and after. Why is this important? If you make these same changes in this particular node here, remember we have other images that are being grouped together. So the change you make here because of this clip will affect your next clip, which you don't want to. And that's why it's better you put it in a post clip where you can now make your adjustments in clips. You can see what's happening here. You can still decide for exposure. See, you don't like how the other side are looking. You just want the exposure to be on his face. So something like this, and then you can invert and just start bringing down the exposure. Something like this. Can you see? Just his face is where you have your exposure. So before and after. So this is the use of having to understand the basics of color grading still, and then know how to use other tools. Even if we check other clips here now, you can see in this particular clip, if I'll reset the clip here and leave only the dehancer. Now can you see what we have with the dehancer? If I take this before and after, you can see how she's looking. Remember, we push magenta into this dehancer when I was playing with the look. So here you can decide to say, oh, you don't want her to look reddish, but you still want the same look to go across all the clips here. That is one of the important use of having a tool like this. So you can decide to start pushing blues a little bit to this point, and then you compare what you see here. Can you see they are beginning to look alike? Maybe the next thing you need to do is to work on the exposure. Not too dark, not too overexposed. Can you see? Now, because we're able to push blues a little, this image are beginning to look the same. So if this was to be a film or a movie, you are going to have the same look passed across every other clip you see here. Same thing if we had to do for this clip here, you would have to fix the exposure and the white balance. Same thing for this clip and also this particular clip here. Can you see? You have to fix the exposure and the white balance, but the looks remain the same. Let's even try and take a grab of this particular clip here, and maybe let's even try it here. So let's compare. Can you see what we have? Because of the Dehancer look we already created at the post clip, we have this look entire on the whole project. So we just need little corrections to make sure that all these looks remains the same across the entire project. So this is why, and it is very important to have a third-party plugin like this to help you create beautiful look very fast and easy. I also have a particular one I created earlier on, even before this class today. So if let's say I'll just grab a still of this, and I think it's almost alike, if I'm not mistaken. So this was the one I created earlier on today. You can see how harsh it looks, right? But if we come back to our note to make those corrections, can you see what we have? It has changed the whole image entirely, but we still have our look passed across. So this is how you can easily create a look as beautiful as this. So in the description, you can easily get Dehancer using my promo code Melas SA to get a discount on Dehancer. If you have other issues or you want to really know about Dehancer and how to get it, you can easily reach out to me. My number is on the screen and in the description as well. And for watching this video to the end, today I will be giving out one free LUT, and there is a link to join my group on WhatsApp where I most times post my work and explain to people the process behind every project I do, and then sometimes live class. So if you want to join, feel free to hit the link in the description to join my WhatsApp group. Thank you once more for coming back to my YouTube channel. I will see you all in my next class. Thank you and goodbye.